What's up, guys? Volt here, bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. In today's remake, I'm bringing you the 2017 McLaren 720S that Deckard Shaw drives in the movie Hobbs and Shaw, which I think it's the Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. It was actually a really good movie. I liked the cars in it, mainly the McLaren. It was really nice, and it had a pretty decent storyline to it. They also had some really nice off-road vehicles too. If you haven't seen it, go see it. This was a requested car. I'll put that on screen right now. So again, thank you for requesting this. This was actually really fun to do, but it was also a really big pain. As you can see, this color of this car is a silver/blue. The car color actually is called Saros or Saros. The 2017 McLaren 720S that Deckard Shaw drives was a very iconic car of that movie, and it was just beautiful. No one could really tell what color it actually was. Well, I've done a lot of research. I mean, a lot of research. I've asked a lot of people, watched a lot of videos and pictures and all kinds of other things, and someone just got obliterated by the orbital cannon. That sucks. And I have to tell you that this car is very, very hard to make color-wise. But this is my rendition, my take on the Saros color. If you're probably wondering what Saros is, well, McLaren has a lot of colors to choose from whenever you actually purchase a McLaren. And two of the colors is, one's a silver. This is not a silver. This is the Saros color that I came up with. And don't worry, the crew color will be later in the description. So the Saros color is a silver, but in certain lights it looks blue. It looks like a light blue. As you can see here, in what time is it right now? 12:58. It has more of a bluish hue to it. At very nighttime, I would say like around 20 or so in game time, it has a real dark blue look to it. And in certain lighting at night, it has like a gray look to it. So, as I always do, let's start off with the base price. We're going to go to the internet. We're going to go to the Travel and Transport website. We're going to go down to the Legendary Motorworks website. And you're going to go down and you're going to find yourself the Progen T20, which is part of the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 2 update. And it's going to cost you $2,200,000. Now, if you want to recreate this car, go for it. There's also a option for the Fast and Furious build as well that Brian drives, and think in Fast 7 his is like an ultra blue. I can recreate that too if you guys want me to. This car doesn't actually have that much customization. It just takes a little bit of time and a lot of money to make. Main thing that took the longest time is the car color, the custom color I came up with. So alright, so after you have that, let's go inside and customize the beauty. As we pull in, the Progen T20 is in the super category, which, it is a super car. I don't even know which one it is exactly, personally. I just know that the 720S has a more body style look like this than the one that I saw from, I don't even want to say his name anymore. It's just, he used the one that's from Benny's, the other McLaren, the Progen something or other. I can't even remember. But it's the one that you can upgrade and change it into a race car and all that. Yeah, he used that. And that body style doesn't even look anywhere remotely close to the 720S. Personally, in my opinion. But maybe you guys, disagree. So, as you look in here, it looks like a blue. With the pearlescent, it changes it to a silver, it changes it to a dark blue, and like I said, in certain lightings it changes color, just like the real color in real life. In real life lighting, the color changes depending on the location of the lighting. So if it's like, showroom light, it'll have a more of a blue hue to it. At nighttime, it'll look more dark blue, or kind of like maybe like a bit of a purple. In the light, it'll look kind of like this, but it'll look more, silverish. And it's just a really awesome looking car. If I ever got a McLaren, which never will, I will actually buy it in a Saros color. So there's that. So as I go over all my builds, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design, the car, and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything else is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in that you guys want to follow if you want to try to recreate and remake this build for the Deckard Shaw McLaren 720S. So without further ado, let's get into the build. Now, like I said, there's not that much customization options for this, so it's going to be pretty fast, pretty cheap once you buy the car. So don't worry about saying, oh man, I'm going to need to spend like $3 million. No, it's not that much. You're going to be spending, I would say, probably about $2,500,000, maybe $2,700,000, somewhere around there. It is an expensive car, but it handles beautifully. Extremely immense amount of speed and acceleration. It's all-wheel drive. It's a great car, personally. It was one of the actually top best cars, just like the Zentorno back in the day as well. Of course, there are cars a bit better in it now, but it's still a great car overall. And it's got that automatic, wing that pops up in the back. Anyways, To the beginning part, we're going to go to the bumpers. You want to go to the front bumper. You just want to keep that stock. There's nothing changed on it. It just was a stock bumper. Didn't have race splitters or anything, so just keep it nice and stock. After that, we move on to the rear bumper. You want to go and just keep that stock. You don't want to paint it a different color because, one, you'll just be wasting money, either on the primary or secondary. And if you do ever paint something and you have the same exact color for both, always pick the primary. You're just going to be paying more money for the secondary. But for this build, you're going to keep it stock. That way you can actually see it's all black, just all one color, and it just looks nice. Nice and clean. After that, we move on to the exhaust. You want to put on the chrome tipped exhaust. The main reason for this is I think either the stock exhaust or the chrome tipped exhaust look the best. The stock exhaust is a little bit too big. The ones in the picture I'm going to show you are a little bit like smaller and they kind of stick out a little bit more. So that's why I went with the chrome tipped exhaust compared to, the stock exhaust. Plus, I mean, the chrome tipped exhaust, I think they're like $3,000. From there, we move on to the hood. You just want to keep that stock. It didn't have any vents. It was just a nice smoothish styled hood. Smooth in the game in GTA as you can get it. So just keep it stock. After that, we move on to the lights. The headlights, you just want to keep them stock. Didn't have any xenons or anything, which I would think it would, but no. It's just, those are more aftermarket, and you don't really see that many builds that I do. If any, really. So yeah, just make sure you keep them stock. And for the neon kit, there's no neon in the car. It's just a McLaren. I mean, why would you put... Well, you could, I guess, put neon on the car, but that would look a little weird, I think. After that, we move on to the plate. The plate you want to put on is the yellow and black, and the custom plate is LF68LVO. Again, that is LF68LVO. Now, the main reason I chose the yellow and black instead of any other of the white and blue or the yellow on blue is because in the movie, the rear plate is yellow background with black text. And since I did a similar option to the build I did for Dom, which I think it was the yellow back and the blue text, I just swapped it out for the yellow and blue. I'm going to do this one the same exact way. So I'm going to put the yellow and black. I still think it looks, great. From there, we move on to the roof. You just want to keep the roof stock. It didn't have a roof scoop. It's just a nice, I would say almost pretty much stock McLaren. After that, we move on to the skirts. You just want to keep the stock skirts. Didn't have any like fins or like big bulgy side skirts. Just had a nice smooth back area like that. From there, we move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type. You want to go to the street category, and you want to find the Mercy concave rims. These, I think, look the best and closest to the ones actually in the movie, and I think they work really well. They have the kind of rivets on the inside, as well as the same number of spokes, as well as the same look and design from the movie as well. And the wheel color you want to go for is black steel. I thought they were black at first, but they're not black. It's just too dark. They have more of a kind of like bluish, kind of like grayish, purplish tint to them. Next best option, in my personal opinion, is a black steel. Again, I could be wrong, and make sure you always look at the top comment. They may be black. Someone may change my mind and say, oh, no, look at this picture. This was from the movie, or this was from them on set, and they were actually black. Okay, well, I'm going to be showing pictures that they look more like a black steel, personally, in my opinion. For tires, there's no custom tires. Don't worry about changing that. Tire enhancements, you can add bulletproof tires on if you wish. More realistic if you don't. I did because I bought this way back when. And for tire smoke, white tire smoke. Guys, it never really changes. Last, before the respray, we go to the windows. You just want to put a light smoke on. He had a little tiny bit of tint on the car. Hard to tell in certain parts of the movie. It seems like they used two different cars. I think it is just mainly one car. And it just looks like two different cars because the color changes depending on the weather, plus the filter they added and things like that. A light smoke, I think it will do you good. I wouldn't go any darker than that. And I definitely wouldn't put none. He does have tint on the car. So I would say probably at the most a light smoke. Alright, and I'll see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, I have my car in my primered out rolled steel. That's pretty much what I always do for all my builds. It, pretty much explains how I do my colors, if it's an LSC color, if it's a custom crew color. In this instance, it is a custom crew color. Now, I've seen a lot of people make videos on this car, how they build it to be gray or silver or blue. And I mean, why can't you have all three, right? So that's what I did. I took and spent probably about $500,000 trying to figure this color out. Now, if you guys already have a T20 and you're just trying to change the crew color that you have on it already, the best option to do if you want to save a little bit of money, and I'll let you know this for any car you have, if you have any kind of custom crew color on a car and you have another crew color that you want to put over top, most of the time you can get away with this, but it's only on some of the cars. Like, I think it is the Jester you can do it with. I think it is this one you can do it with, the T20 and a few others, but For the T20, if you go to secondary and you go to the crew color, you just apply the secondary crew color, it'll automatically, add it to that car, and it'll pretty much cover the entire car. So you don't need to add the primary and waste more money. You'll just need to spend the $12,500 for the secondary color, which will then coat the entire car. So after we move back from that, we can't do that since I changed the color completely. We're going to go to the primary color. We're going to go down to the crew color, and I will put the hex code and the on screen right now, and the RGB will be down in the description below. This is the color you want to add. Now I know it looks like a blue, it looks too dark, but guess what? When you add a pearlescent to this, it changes it immensely. I got one of the people actually wrote a comment in and said, I want this purple crew color, but when I joined the crew, it was a silver color. So that's what you want to do. Just purchase the crew color right over top, just like that. Go to the secondary color, go down to the crew color, purchase the crew color over top of that as well. And you want to go back to the primary, you want to go down to pearlescent, and you want to go down all the way down to the bottom, and you want to add not a frost white. It gives it too much of a blue tint. You want to have it more of a white tint to get that silver and white look to it, but still have that blue hue and blue color to it. See, it doesn't look bad. But then if you add the ice white, which is more of a white than a blue, because the frost white actually has a little bit of a blue tint to it compared to the ice white, which pretty much all white. You add the ice white, and that will give it that nice, beautiful shine, as you can see. Now, you're probably wondering, well, we saw it outside. It was kind of like, the real-life Saros color, or the Saros color. How are we going to see it, like, what you mean without purchasing the color and seeing it in silver or gray or blue? Well, most likely when I go outside, it's going to be dark out. Let's head outside. So before that, and that is it. That is how you recreate the 2017 McLaren 720S that Deckard Shaw drives in the Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Like I said, it's still a great movie if you haven't seen it and you just kind of want to get a new movie, kind of like missing the Fast and Furious movies. Go ahead and watch it. It's a great movie. I mean, it's more along the lines of like supernatural power stuff, cybernetics, and I mean, there still is great cars in there. Don't get me wrong. There's great cars in there. Decent bit of, fight scenes and things. A little bit of humor as well. Actually, a lot of humor. And a few people in there you wouldn't actually, think would be in there actually too. So let's go outside. It's probably nice and dark out as always. There it is. As you can see in the dark, it looks blue. Like it looks, what in the heck is going on? All right, presser. As you can see, it looks blue. But you're like, well, we were in there. It looks blue too. You're right. But let me guess. If I go underneath this lamppost here, what color does it turn into? It looks a little bit more silver-ish gray, doesn't it? And I'm telling you right now, if you actually purchase this color or make it your own crew color and purchase it for a car, any car. I'm not sure if it works for any car, but I would say if you have a T20, it worked great for that. Look, changes from gray to blue. It just looks amazing. I love this color. This is one of my personal favorites that I've actually made. And I'm sure I'll have, well, of course, there's people shooting guns and everything and playing GTA the way GTA shouldn't be played, personally. But I'm just going to get away from them real quick. But as you see, I'm going down the street. The yellow lights turn into like a yellow, like a kind of like a goldish silver, somewhat. Like all kinds of different lights and shades. Like the sunlight, it does a different effect to the car. Regular lights do a different effect to the car. Nighttime and shadows do a different effect to the car. And it's just the crew color. And the crew color and pearlescent that I came up with is just amazing combination. And I'm taking full credit for this. I have not seen anything on YouTube about this yet. This is my McLaren Saros remake color, as well as the remake for the 720S that Deckard Shaw drives in Hobbs and Shaw. And look at this. In the real dark, it looks blue. Like, hands down, it looks blue. You get it on the neon, looks blue. Come up here, it looks blue. If we go into the real bright light, look, it looks more silverish, more, it's so cool. It's like a transitioning color effect. It's so cool. I love it. And I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I mean, hopefully it works really good for other cars too. I only test it on the cars that I'm building. I don't test it on other cars to see how well it works. You guys will have to let me know if you guys test it on any other cars than the T20. Because I think certain body styles affect colors differently as well, but I could be wrong. Maybe they changed that. Maybe I'm completely wrong because I guess I was wrong about the whole armor thing. But yeah, the armor for drifting thing, one, it saves you money if you don't put armor on it. And two, it does lighten your car a bit. It is proven. There are proven test that it does lighten your car. Because, I mean, you add armor. What does that do? Well, if you add armor, armor's usually heavy, and that should add a little bit of weight, right? Right. But, I mean, this car in general, it's fun to drive around. The color is just amazing. I got so many, actually I didn't get so many, I got a few compliments from people. Yeah, I got a few people actually saying, like, what color is that? Is that an LSC color? Is that, how'd you get that color? And then I just told them, I'm like, I made it. You know, it's just, I spent probably about $500,000 on it, but I made it. It took so many tries, because like I was trying to make it certain shades so it gets the dark tone, like the dark blue, like when I go into shadows, you see the dark blue. I was trying to get that. But I mean, like, it just came out perfectly. I love it. And I mean, if you guys want me to, I can make a separate video for the crew color itself. That's completely up to you. I'm thoroughly impressed with this color. And I know GTA is getting old, but I still have fun with it. I love building cars, and I still got a bunch more to build. I got a lot more requests, and you guys will be seeing them here shortly. So, as always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what car you want me, or what vehicle you want me to build next. Whether it be a car, a bike, a truck, a boat, a plane, helicopter. I can't do, well, I can try. And like I said, if I can do them, I'll let you know. I'll give your comment a heart, and you'll probably see it in a remake or a rebuild of, you know, a car or whatever vehicle you choose. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.